Let me bang.
I do let you bang. Hey,
let me bang you, James, man.
I let you bang. I let you bang.
Greetings, marriage and virgins.
Go for Jesus. No forget Jesus, people.
Hey, I'm not surprised, motherfuckers.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is time once again for your favorite mixed martial arts podcast. Recording out of Los Angeles, California, it's MMA Roasted with Adam Hunter.
Who the fuck is that guy?
Hey, welcome to a brand new MMA Roasted Podcast. Me, Adam Hunter. I'm here with Terrance McKinney, one of the best fighters in the world. Guy who had, you're up for what? The award for Fighter of the Year or Newcomer of the Year? Or what were you now?
Newcomer of the Year.
Yeah, you should have won too. That was ridiculous. I mean, you've had. Now, I know you the last time you had like 9 fights in 6 hours. You kept fighting. Every week you had a fight. And now you had, is the Wi-Fi okay here? Can you hear me?
No, I turned the Wi-Fi off. You good now?
Oh, yeah, we're good now. Yeah, we're good.
Okay.
So the last time you had like 9 fights in like 6 hours, you kept fighting. Every week you had a fight. But now it's been like 6 months or 5 months. How are you holding up?
It's nothing new to me. I faced injuries. I had to sit down for 6 months before, so it's all about being patient, man, because I know the fight's going to come, so I'm just keeping my mental right and just making sure I'm peaking at the right time. Good.
Now, did someone have COVID in your camp or something? Is that what happened also?
Yeah, one of my corners got COVID. I tested negative, so I was pretty upset about that.
Man, but they didn't let you fight because your corner got COVID.
Yeah.
Oh, man. That's crazy. Because, like, you did all the work. Like, everyone has to get paid. Did you? Was it like your main guy, or like was it your friend, or who was it?
It was my homie. I was pissed.
Yeah, your homie had COVID. Oh man. Was it a really important corner, or just some guy you let tag along?
It was just one of my homies I have tag along. He fights right now. He's up and coming. You guys should see him in the UFC soon.
Oh, good. I'm sure he felt terrible. I'm sure he felt terrible.
Yeah, I know he did. So I'll leave it at that. He knows I love him at the end of the day.
Dude, by the way, there's a picture of you with Michael Chiesa when he went to your wrestling camp, or you went to his wrestling camp, and you look like you were like 9 years old, and he looked kind of normal too, and you guys were like hugging. It was the sweetest, cutest picture. You forget how young you guys are. Was he already in the UFC back then?
Yeah, he just got done with the Ultimate Fighter show. Well, or going to a 1 or 2. Actually, no, that was my senior year. Yeah, he was done with the Ultimate Fighter show. I was 18 in that picture, actually.
You look like you were 11. I mean, man. Now, were you dominating kids at the wrestling camp? Did he know? Did he look at you and say, "Dude, you're gonna be the guy"?
He always told me I can do whatever I put my mind to. And originally, I was gonna move in with him at the high school, but my mom wanted me to wrestle in college, so I had to go through that for her.
Right. Now your mom's been through it, man, because you were like a national champion. You were ranked. You were you were a state champion too, right?
Yeah, 2-time state champion.
2-time state champion. And then we all know what happened when you got high on mushrooms and got tased by the cops. You were on LSD, got arrested, and now here you are killing it. Has your mom been behind you the whole time?
She always been a supporter, but there's times where she had to let me go so that I can learn and make mistakes and learn how to bounce back from them. Because at the end of the day, she had to realize that she was enabling me and she couldn't expect me to grow if she's doing that. And I had to figure it out on my own.
So you were a big mama's boy?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Now, when she says let you go, what does that mean? Like you don't get presents for Christmas, or like what does that mean?
Well, it's just like she's not just trying to give me like the easy way out, like the quick escape. Like, I can call my mom I'll be fine. It's one of those things.
Got it. By the way,
No funds, no nothing. You gotta have this all on your own. Yeah.
that's a good mom, and that's really hard, especially. For some reason, it seems like I don't know if this is racist, but black women seem very close to their sons.
They are, man. They are, man. It's because they put the fear in us, brother. They put the fear in us.
So I mean, I could see it being hard and being like, oh, hard to let go, like, oh, like that, like that's my baby kind of thing, you know. And
yeah.
And was your dad around?
No. I never knew my dad.
Wow, never knew your dad ever. So even now, like after you're so successful, has he tried reaching out to you?
Nope.
Wow. You don't even know where he is on Facebook? Nothing.
I know about him. My dad was pretty big in the gang life, so he was pretty much in jail a lot. So like, he probably didn't know so much about me.
Wow, man, that's tough, man. That shows how far you've come, because a lot of people would have used that as an excuse to themselves get into the gang life, or fuck their own lives up, and that's really cool that you have ended up not using that as a crutch, because it's very easy to do. Just blame someone else, and rightfully so in some regards. Now let's talk about the fights last week. Ngannou versus Gane. What did you think of that fight?
Boring as hell, but I'm happy with Francis' evolution and his growth in the fight game. But damn, that shit was boring as hell, brother. Yeah.
Now, but when he said he had a torn MCL and a fucked up ACL, I don't know if you've ever torn your ACL. I did. It is hard to pivot on it. You can't pivot on it. You could really fuck up your leg, just if you're throwing the kind of power he is. So he probably was throwing it like 50%. Or 60%, because he could easily have fucked up his leg. I mean, do you think he should have pulled out before that fight if his leg's all fucked up?
He could have if he wanted to, but look at Spencer Lee. My guy had torn ACL, won the NCAAs. So when I hear those kind of things now, like, come on now, wrestlers been doing crazy stuff like this,
Yeah, but come on. And not everyone, how many people will be fucked up if everyone looks at Spencer Lee as the way to go? I mean, people just be, a bunch of Bambis around, newborn deer falling everywhere. You got to be, come on. But
you got to be a dog in this sport. You got to be willing to take the risk. And same goes for anyone who's trying to accomplish a goal or a dream. He knew what he had to do, and I'm very proud of him, and I'm happy he's fighting for his own worth. And I think he does deserve millions. I think everyone should respect and commend him, because it's not like he came from being the brightest person, but for him to see that and know his worth, I'm very proud of him.
100%. I think that fighters should be paid as much as they possibly can. And I hate seeing guys, not making the money they can. But people are using the boxing model, and I'm like, that's not the model you want to use. Because let's say we use the boxing model, right? I mean, they say boxing's dead for a reason, because you only know 3 guys. So if you do the boxing model, you got to get rid of that. Means everyone's a free agent. You have to get rid of the UFC, Bellator, PFL. Everyone's just going to be like whoever gets the highest bidder. And then there's going to be Conor McGregor's going to make a ton of money, John Jones. But then all the other guys that are like the mid-tier guys or lower guys are just going to be totally fucked. But there's got to be somewhere in between, right?
I like how he said I think everyone should get 50K straight up, 25 to show, 25 to win, minimum, in my opinion. I kind of like what Jake Paul's saying. I ain't gonna cap.
No, I 100%, dude. 50K would be amazing, ideal, and I'm for that too. Like, obviously, I think that man, I mean, I don't know how sometimes I talk to fighters sometimes, and they're like, oh yeah, I'm also an Uber driver and a high school teacher and I got 3 kids. And I'm like, when do you have time to do anything? Like, it's hard to have one job. Fucking 3, and you're a pro fighter?
Yeah, like, right? Like, this, we worked so hard for this, so we never have to work again. And yet, most of us are still working.
No, it's crazy. It's crazy. Moreno versus Figueiredo. Who did you think won that fight?
I love Moreno, but I definitely got to give it to Fig. I think he definitely came prepared. Came with new tools. The leg kicks were on point. He dropped them 3 times. Like, I don't know how people can get it confused that he didn't win.
Yeah, I had it even going into yeah.
And I love Marino. So, like, I'm just being honest. It was 3-2 in my opinion. Great fight.
No, Moreno came to my show, my first special. He had like 20 guys, all from Tijuana. I'm not sure any of them spoke English. And I did all the jokes about them coming in the same car and this and that. I was giving him advice during the fight. This is before he fought the guy from Colorado. I forgot the kid's name. Good kid from Colorado.
Brandon Morval.
Yeah. Gets right. And I've liked Moreno since The Ultimate Fighter, when he was the last pick. I always thought the kid, he's such a likable, you can't not like the kid. He's just he's
a good kid. Just watching him younger at all that fight, I was like, geez, man, he really just changed, not only skill-wise, but look-wise, too. He looked like a little baby in those pictures.
He looked like a fat Gastelum, like a mini Gastelum.
Like a little fat little kid, huh?
Yeah, 100%. And everyone's booing Figgy. I'm like, this guy, first of all, I don't know if he's a good guy or a bad guy. He doesn't speak English. Like, how do you know anything? Like, people are why are you booing the guy? Like,
I don't know. It's just because there was a lot of the Mexican fans in the crowd. So
yeah, right.
That's why people are being so biased, because everyone's cheering for Marino. And I felt like the commentary was a little bit biased too, even though I love Marino.
Yeah, I think so too. I think that Moreno obviously is the better sell for the UFC. Because he's a more likable guy. He's younger, the whole Mexican thing, and then but Figgy's a fucking monster. You're right, and it was a great fight though. I think those guys could fight 10 times and it'd be 5-5 each time. Yeah,
5-5. I agree. They're definitely just right there on each other. Few adjustments every fight. It's just gonna go a different way every time.
Michel Pereira versus Fialho. It's funny because he's so much better now that he doesn't do all those flips and cartwheels, but it's not as fun to watch.
No, I'm happy he ain't doing all that dumb stuff, man. It's a waste of energy, man. All that energy he could have used in those other fights. He could have been like 3-1 in the UFC.
He could be undefeated. I mean, you're absolutely right. But there was something real fun about it, though. I mean, you got to admit, there was something very, like, entertaining about him.
Yeah, it was entertaining, but we got to entertain and we got to win at the end of the day. Like, I'd rather win than be entertaining, if you ask me.
No, if I was his coach, I'd flip out. I'd be like, what are you doing? But that's the thing, man. As a coach, because, I coach little kids, I could show single legs and double legs all day, and the kids will do it. You throw one like cement mixer or a spladle or some type of Japanese arm throw, that's all they're going for. They're going for that every single time. I don't even show the head and arm until the end of the season, or I show how to get out of it, because I know they're just going to go the head and arm every time.
Yeah. You already know, if you're a wrestling coach, don't show the kids the head and arm.
Yeah, because that's all they're going to go for. Yeah, but was that the kind of wrestler you were?
Maybe when I first started, because I didn't really know how to wrestle, and I was like, dang, if I just grab the motherfucker and squeeze them by their head, I got a high chance of winning. So, like, when I first started and I could only do, like, one of the tournaments, that was the only move I knew, and I was head and arm everyone.
By the way, Bill Dawes is from the set of a horror film.
Yeah.
Bill Dawes, the great actor.
Brother.
Hey, what's up, man?
Good to see you, man.
I've been reading a lot up on you, Terrance, and I know I don't want to get into it right away. It's the type of stuff that really – let's talk more about wrestling until then.
No, okay, fine. Now, you called out Chimaev for a wrestling match, which everyone's like, you're crazy. I don't think people know you as a wrestler because you've been knocking everybody out.
I know. A lot of people don't even know I'm wrestling. I was like, damn, but that's good. I like that.
Did he ever respond?
Where would you do a wrestling match? Adam, where would they do a wrestling match? How would you call
like at Flow or on like the Chael Sonnen show?
Yeah, I mean it's very doable. I think it's a great. First of all, I think no one is going to give Terrance a shot except for me, and maybe Michael Chiesa and Terrance's mom. The guy did make the Olympics, though, right?
Yeah.
So would you wrestle him in freestyle or folk style?
I would like to do freestyle that way, because he is legit. He made the world team. But I know in freestyle, I'm definitely scoring, putting a bunch points on the board and making the fans entertained. That's what I'm trying to do.
Did he ever respond to you back? Did he ever get back to you?
Nah, I think he just likes wrestling people that don't know how to wrestle.
All right, Bill, what were you saying? What did you read about him?
Well, let me ask you a question. Since I don't have the wrestling background, I know Greco-Roman, I know freestyle, but what is folk style?
I've never heard of that's like what they do in America.
That's like what they do like in high school or like college level.
Yeah, it's similar to freestyle, but like in freestyle, you get points every time the guy's back gets exposed, right? Where in a
wrestling match, you got to hold them. You got to hold them.
So you could get like a leg lock. You can get like a leg lace to freestyle, just torn the guy down and get like 10 points immediately. And then you get more points on throws if in freestyle versus like it's not just 2 points. You can get a higher score on that. Personally, it's so stupid that we're the only country that does folk style, because a lot of our best guys then have to learn freestyle, and it doesn't always translate. It translates a lot of times, but not always. So
different here and there,
It's like if we would win the Olympics every year. I think in folk style, I think we would.
I know we would. We got some savages on top in the U.S.
Now,
I always feel like Russia would be the biggest competition for wrestling because those guys are like made of steel.
Yeah, they're also
they're always up there, and I swear their team's juicing every time.
Yeah,
those guys be yoked.
Yeah, and they're not even taking the kind of juice that makes you ripped. It's like the strong steroids. Like you get like you just get like, but
strong heart, strong back, strong everything.
Yeah, like you don't even look good out of it. You just fucking Now, what happened to Cody Stamann? That was the biggest. Is Saeed Nurmagomedov that good, or did Cody just have a bad night?
I just think that he was just locked in and focused. He was just thinking too far ahead of him. Was seeing it all. That's why he got the quick finish.
Do you think Cody might have looked at him and go, "This guy doesn't look strong"? Because he looks like Gargamel from the Smurfs. He doesn't look like a very. He kind of
looks like a Silver Lake hipster.
Yeah.
He just be chilling out there. That's where all the best. That's how I know he was gonna be dangerous. Like, this dude's calm as hell. Did it ever happen to
you? Did you ever fight a guy that you were like, "There's no way this guy's gonna hit hard," and then you get rocked? You're like, "What the fuck was that?"
No, I never really care about getting hit, but I was surprised by a dude's grappling strength once.
Who?
This black belt I fought, like my fourth fight. His name was Brandon Todd. I fought him up a weight class.
And you assume because he's black, he's not going to be a good grappler? How racist is that?
No, I said I assumed that he wasn't going to be that strong. Like, I was surprised. He just looked like he just did jiu-jitsu, never lifted, and then he was actually strong as hell.
Got it.
Well, I mean, I think that choke he had was like a very unorthodox choke. And I think that he, if Stan wasn't used to defending that choke, because he basically had like a rear naked choke style grip.
That's one of my favorite ones to hit from there, because then like you don't have to really worry about them escaping.
Yeah, but once he had that locked in, it was like I think you have to have long arms.
No, anyone could do it. It's just like a reverse rear naked choke. I've seen a lot of people do it actually.
Yeah, I haven't seen the UFC.
And then Victor Henry. That was a great fight because everyone – I love it when the announcers just talk about the other guy the whole time, how good, like, Brownie Barcelos is. Like, oh, this guy is the greatest, blah, blah, blah. And all of a sudden, like, what they're saying doesn't match up with what you're seeing on TV, and they have to flip the script. And that's what happened with Victor Henry. He's just a guy that I've been hearing about this guy forever because he's kind of a local guy. And Josh Barnett is really high on him. And Barnett's a really underrated, great coach. And it was nice to see a guy that, like, he got the call. It's 27 fights into his career. He's 34 years old, and he made it happen.
Wow.
He made it happen. So good for him. What did you think of that fight, Terrance?
Are you talking about the 135 fight?
Yeah.
That's probably, honestly, I thought that should have got fight of the night, in my opinion. That was a dope ass fight. I feel like that dude came correct. His strike was on point, and for a short notice fight, this dude was in shape, man. He was very game. I loved watching him, honestly.
Are you always in shape?
I try to. Like I told people, I stay in camp until I get the belt. My camp's a lifetime journey until I hold the belt. So like, I like to stay ready so I don't have to get ready.
Now you had a really cute girl with you at the award show. Is that your lady, your girlfriend, or what?
Yeah, that's my little ting. That's my little ting.
You're a little. What you call your little ting?
Yeah, my little ting.
How long have you had the little ting for?
I just don't like to put my stuff on me, but we've been doing our thing for a long time now, like a year and a half.
Oh, nice. Yeah, Bill does that too. Like all of a sudden he has kids, and dude, me and Bill.
Who knows? I might be next.
Dude, me and Bill drove. We drove 6 hours to Arizona, back and forth. Had the best weekend, and then 3 days later, someone's like, "You hear Bill's girl had a baby today?" I go, "What?" I go, "You don't even mention that you even had like that you were having." I go, "Bill, why did you not bring that up and tell me?" You're like, "Oh, it never came up." I'm like, "It never came up. We were in a car for fucking 18 hours." Like.
It just wouldn't feel weird. I was like, stop. We're talking about UFC. I gotta tell you something. I'm about to have a baby.
I mean, I would think that was, first of all, you're 60. I mean, so like we could have talked about being a miracle baby. There was all kinds of shit that we could have talked about.
It's a miracle baby for real.
Oh my god. Wait, so I gotta ask you. I want to segue to this. So you say you're always in shape. Do you have any vices now? Because I'm assuming you're sober, right? You're like on a very sober path right now. And how do you let loose? Because obviously there was a time when you let loose in different ways. What do you do now?
Just maybe go to the strip club, or at least that's not fight. The strip club for show, or hit like a little dance club. Cause I like to get down, do my little dance.
Yeah.
Does your girl come with you to the strip club?
Yeah, I'll let her come. Get danced on, makes it even better.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, my wife, I took her to the strip club one time, and I went in like Miami, Tootsie's. Best, they even mentioned it, like second floor, Tootsie get shoulder rub, like that song that Drake, what he had about Meek Mill. So yeah. I know the bartender, the guy. I know the DJ. His name is DJ Platypus. We became friends because he's like. I walk in there after last comic standing. Not one girl recognizes me except for the overweight DJ. It's like, yo, named DJ Platypus because he wants to be a comic, right? So then we became friends. He had me host the stripper awards in Vegas, another fucking crazy shit. And then I go back there. Every time I go there, he gives me like the treatment, the VIP, the whole thing. So I go there, I'm with friends in Miami. I tell my wife, blah, blah, blah. She's like, I want to go next time we're in Miami. I'm like, all right. So I walk in there. I'm like, dude, no one knows me. That's not my thing. They put on the fucking marquee, like on the big board, welcome Adam Hunter. Like it's scrolling the whole time. Like literally on a fucking a rolling billboard. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me, right?
She said, babe, I swear I only been here once.
Dude, then the strippers come out, and I'm giving them like $3. But my wife's like, "What? Are you crazy? Like, these people give us all like $50, like not even for doing anything." I'm like, "Now we're out of fucking money. We're out of money in like 6 minutes." I'm like, "No, you have to give them Yeah, it's just fucking crazy." So you guys watched the Jack Della Maddalena fight versus Pete Rodriguez? It looked like it was like a Mexican dude that just got the shipping out of him, but he was tough. It looked like they just like threw him in there. I'm not sure he even knew he was fighting up until like he got to the arena. And then Matt Frivola, the guy that you beat in 7 seconds, tough guy. He looked amazing against Gennaro Valdez.
He came out slanging. He was ready to scrap. I loved it. Now,
when you beat a guy in 7 seconds like that, you want him to look good, right? Because that makes you look better.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because that was the best he's ever looked. I think he also wanted to show that he could like take a punch because he said he was embarrassed by it. And speaking of strippers, Vanessa Demopoulos, she is the girl we had on the show. She used to be a stripper. Now she's a fighter. She won by armbar. I think it was an armbar, right? It was like a triangle to an armbar. And then jumped in Joe Rogan's arms. Did you see that part, Bill?
Yeah, when she hit that split.
Oh
man,
man!
I thought the cameraman was shaking, but you know.
It's changed the past year. Like now, like Joe Rogan is basically the most famous person in the UFC. So now all the UFC fighters after the fight are all like, "I love you, Joe. I'm such a fan." It's kind of weird. It's changed in the past couple years.
Have you? Like Rogan interviewed them. They're all auditioning now to get on his podcast. Like fucking twerking and blowing them and like fucking they're bringing out girls to like suck them off. One girl's corner man's eating his asshole during the interview. I was like, it is getting. You could tell he was like that when the girl jumped in his arms. And I was just like, I put like CNN headline, Rogan, molests a fighter and whatever. But then afterwards, you heard him on the mic go, "That's a fun girl." That's a fun girl.
Yeah, actually, I like Vanessa. She's dope, man. I've actually met her out there in Vegas, man. And for her to take that hit, I was impressed, man. She got heart, and I'm so happy for her that she pulled that win out. Especially taking that savage cross like that to the chin.
Oh, yeah.
Woo!
She's an attractive girl, though, but, like, she's like the kind of stripper that would make you get her a lap dance, whether you want one or not. Like come up to you and be like, "You're buying me a dance," and you're like, "Oh, okay." I don't even know if I would enjoy it. I feel like I was being robbed, as opposed to.
Nah. That's just how girls look on fight night. She's actually pretty decent.
Yeah. And then Kay Hansen, I felt bad for her because I like Kay, but she had a rough night. Jasmine Jasuka, whatever her name is, however you say it. She beat her. And Kay, but Kay's young. She's only 22. She's 22. I mean, she's a young kid. 22 is like, what are you now? 24?
Me, I'm 27.
27. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't even know if you're at your peak. Probably not. I mean, do you feel like you're at your peak?
Nah, just getting started.
Is there a mandate for the UFC? Does Dana White do a vaccine mandate for the UFC, or is that something he just doesn't talk about? There we go. Oh, I thought you were covering the camera like I'm not going to talk about it. You're muted.
Say it again. All right, my back. Just a second.
Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
All right, I was saying they don't say it, but it pretty much is because like if a corner of yours get COVID, you can still fight if you had the vaccine. That's what I found out. If I would have had the vaccine, I could have still fought. My corner had COVID.
Did you get the vaccine?
Oh yeah. No further questions.
Yeah.
I missed out on pretty much 80,000, man. I know for a fact that card was boring. I would have got 50 G's. So I was like, I'm getting a vaccine right there and then. I don't want to miss out on that again.
Yeah. This week we got Eagle FC 44, which is Khabib's organization. Tyron Spong, who is like one of the best kickboxers ever. He's a monster. Is fighting Sergey Karatinov. Who we like in this card? Terrance.
Obviously, it's a wrestler versus striker, so probably the wrestler's gonna win. They're setting it up for that.
Wow. Okay. Against Tyron Spong.
Yeah. All it takes is one takedown versus a person that don't wrestle.
All right. There we go. All right. That's you know what? I gotta go for the wrestler then. I think you're right, Bill.
Isn't that why UFC was invented? Is just to like prove that basically grappling would beat striking, and a submission. In
a lot of ways. All right, now this fight, Gabriel Checo is taking on Rashad Evans, and I love Rashad Evans. I don't know. I hope he doesn't get hurt in there. I like
Rashad too, man. He's like 40 something. I'm pretty 40.
I mean, he's young. I mean, he's not old, but like he's looked old in his last couple fights. He hasn't looked.
Yeah, he had them gray hairs and.
Fuck. He's on mushrooms. I mean, he's a great dude, but like he's. I mean,
you don't want to be fighting young bucks at that kind of weight class.
But Checo's not young. Checo's been around too, but he's a big, strong, hungry guy, and this will be a huge win for him. I think that what happens is Rashad Evans, I'm pretty sure he's been training a lot of people at the gym, and he beats these guys who are winning in the UFC and Bellator. In sparring, and he's probably like, then he goes out there and doesn't perform like he does maybe at the gym or whatever. Maybe they're not going 100%. Maybe they know it's sparring, whatever it is. But he's probably saying to himself, like, why aren't I making this kind of money? I'm beating these guys in the gym. And look, if I was in that situation, I'd be probably asking the same thing. like, fuck, I'm beating all these guys that are winning. This guy's ranked 7th in the fucking whatever, and I'm fucking him up. I hear you, but if he loses, and if he loses bad, I hope Rashad just says, because he's got a great commentary career. He can do public speaking. He can do coaching. He can do anything.
I'm gonna have to go for Rashad though.
Always, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, me and Rashad have had we've had so many fights, and him getting mad at me and this and that. I mean, we're like brothers. Last time I was in Florida, I had breakfast with him and his kid. It's like the cutest. His kid's like 5, most adorable kid ever. Like he's a good person, Rashad. But I don't want to see a guy take punishment after he doesn't need to.
Yeah, once you say retire, man, and they really retired, I don't want to see him get hurt, man. Like he made his mark in the MMA community. Like he's done enough.
Yeah, or have him fight guys that are also in that boat,
Yeah, unless you're like Fedor, you can knock out anyone at any time. That dude's a freak.
Yeah.
But did Rashad ever come out of retirement?
Yeah, he retired because he lost he lost to Sam Alvey. He lost to a lot of guys that in Rashad's prime wouldn't last around with him.
Yeah.
I mean, you look at some of the guys he lost to, you're like, and then he lost to Anthony Smith, and he just basically left his head up right there for an elbow. It was just like his reflexes were not the same. I mean, guys that he would have normally murdered. We're talking about a guy that knocked out Chuck Liddell. The guy Rashad Evans, the guy that beat Forrest Griffin. Rashad was just the guy that murdered a prime Chael Sonnen.
Yeah,
I mean, fucking murked him. Won the Ultimate Fighter. It's just like, what do we? Michigan State. But Rashad's always been that guy. Like I heard Rashad beat Greg Jones, was like one of the best college wrestlers. He's a coach over at American Top Team, or maybe at the Black Stallions. But Greg Jones was like the returning champ. He was like the guy. And Rashad beat him like in the 3rd round of the NCAAs as an unranked guy, and then lost the next one. But that's like Rashad sometimes. Mentally. So mentally, probably, I don't know. I just don't want to see him get hurt.
People retire, they go home, they're at the family dinner table, they're doing like the airplane food into the baby's mouth, and then they're like, I fucking got to get back in the ring. I'm going to lose my mind. Is that what happened?
I think Rashad's probably got a lot of kids. I think he's got 4 kids. But also, I think that everybody that talks to Rashad, hey, what's up? This is the champ. Or what's up, fighter? Hey, when's your next fight? People don't know what to say. They go to and that's all they say to them. And then they go,
That's who I am. I'm defined by being a fighter. Yeah.
It's just that wrestler's mentality. It's not like that he wants to fight. It's he wants to compete, I'm pretty sure. Like, as an athlete, like, that's just like, even when we play video game or anything, like that feeling of competing and just getting your testosterone going, man, that feeling never gets old,
Got it.
You guys play sports, that never gets old, like when you're scrapping out there.
Also on this card, Anthony Njokuani, who I love that guy. He's fighting Raymond Magomedaliev. I don't know who that is, but and then John Howard, who's a fighter who has autism. He's an openly fighter. How do you say it? He's openly has autism. I don't know how you. But yeah, he talks about.
He's out of the closet with his autism.
Yeah. He's out of the. So he's fighting Ramazan Kuramagomedov. These guys. It's like a bunch of guys that are 9-0 from Dagestan versus former UFC guys, or guy. This matchmaking is a little suspicious, to be honest.
I already told you. If they got the Nagomedov, you know who to bet on. For all the fans,
exactly.
If they got any of that 9-0 Dagestanian, just bet on him.
If there's ever a fighter whose name is Nagomedov,
Magomedov. Just know they coming correct. They probably 8-0, 9-0.
Yeah. And then Ray Borg.
Nagomedov is the autistic one?
No, John Howard is.
Oh, okay.
And then Ray Borg, he's a guy that fought for the title. He had a kid that was super sick.
Yeah, 125-pounder. He's tough.
He's fighting Cody Gibson. He's the guy that, remember we had him on the show? He was the teacher that was like, "Holy bitch."
I like.
Yeah, he's a good dude. All right.
Man, I wish we were trying to get that fight. My teammate actually.
For who?
Josh Rittenhouse.
Is he Kyle's brother?
No. I just wanted him to fight Ray Borg. That'd have been a dope fight. Well, we just have to hope next time we can grab him.
Now, are you training in Vegas or are you training in Washington still?
I'm training in Washington right now, but after this camp, I'm definitely going to train in Vegas for a couple months.
So I got to interject here. So Terrance, I've been reading up your story, and you're one of the few people who's had issues with drugs and alcohol, who's very open about it. You like to talk about and teach young kids. You've been helping with police initiatives and stuff. I feel like there's a lot of UFC fighters who probably have similar journeys, but they don't talk about it. You seem like you're a real advocate for it. So what kind of, I don't know the story really that much, but I'd like to hear from you sort of like what got you inspired to be sort of like an inspirational person that way, and what was the moment that changed that?
I would say when I've seen my brother go through the same thing, like kind of just following in my footsteps, kind of want to do drugs. Just seeing my brother like jump out a window, cut himself up, just things like that. So I knew I had to make a switch because obviously he was just doing what he thought was cool because he saw me doing it. And that just really hit a switch home for me to make a change.
How's your brother doing now?
He's doing great. I don't know where he's at right now. He's probably at my mom's, but he's doing a lot better. I know for a fact that now that he's at home, he's in good hands.
How many people, when they hear your dad says McKinney, think you're going to be Irish?
a lot of people. You part Irish? I said, yeah, I'm the new Black McGregor.
That's just, I mean, how did you get the last name McKinney anyway?
I don't know, man. I don't know. I got lucky, I guess.
Yeah, that's hilarious. You must throw a lot of people off. So this week in Bellator, they're having another secret fight so that they don't tell anyone about the fights. It's great strategy. Bellator just hopes that you happen to like change the channels and feel like, oh shit, Bellator's on, and then you're happy about it. They don't actually advertise. But Ryan Bader is fighting Valentin Moldavsky from Russia. He's 11-1. He beat Tim Johnson. He's the champion. He beat Roy Nelson. He beat Javier Ayala, beat Lyndon Basel. He beat everyone. His last loss was in 2015 and rise into Yuta Uchida. Ryan Bader is a guy that like fights better at heavyweight for some reason. He
always does very well there.
Yeah. Yeah, he knocked.
So I'm going to go with Ryan Bader for the win. Ryan
Bader, you think really?
Yeah, he just got this weird little jab thing he does at heavyweight that drops motherfuckers. So I'm going to just have to throw my bet on that he lands one of them. And take down, ground and pound.
Isn't Ryan Bader getting a little long in the tooth? How old is he? He's got to be.
He is. He's got a super hot wife. His wife's like one of like this hot like Trump woman. I don't know how to say Trump woman, but she's like there's certain these fighters. They have these like hot blonde like they kind of who else has that? What's his name's wife is like super hot as well. Like Dan Henderson's wife, Bader's wife, Randy Couture's girlfriend. I think they're all like super like I don't know if they're MAGA, but I assume.
They're hot blonde. They look like something, right?
They all go to the same country music thing, and like they're like in super shape. They have 6 packs. Their boobs are probably not real. I'm not going to comment, but it doesn't. And they're all, like they're all part of some club. I think
the NFL players' wives are like that. Like all the NFL players.
It used to seem like the liberal wives were hotter. I feel like in some ways the conservative wives have taken the title, Bill. I mean, do you understand, right? Am I right?
Yeah, I know exactly what you're saying. I think it's because Republicans are richer, so the husbands have more money and the wives can spend on plastic surgery and maintenance.
Like Tito Ortiz's wife is the same way. I don't know. They spend more time at like the gym though too. Maybe
you gotta have that money maintenance.
Yeah. Is someone else in the car right now, by the way?
Yeah, my boy Brian McDowell, he's fighting this week.
Yes, sir.
Wait, you're fighting that guy this week? Wait, this guy's fighting?
Yeah, we're about to be leaving Thursday for Alabama.
Is he fighting homelessness? Is he?
Nah, we about to get our haircut now.
This is actually Chuck Norris, actually.
Oh my! It looks like Chuck Norris if he was like from Silver Lake and was a hipster or something.
Yeah.
Why does that guy? That guy looks like your meth dealer. Like he came up with the best meth. Wait, that guy's a fighter? You got to be kidding me. Well, who are you fighting for, buddy?
And Adam fights with his glasses on too, which is
B2 fighting series.
B2?
Yeah.
Wasn't there a rap group in the 90s?
Probably.
Omarion
B2K,
and
huh?
Oh, it's B2K.
Yeah.
Oh, well, good luck. I guarantee that guy is great at jiu-jitsu. Am I right?
Oh,
Yeah, he's good at jiu-jitsu, yeah.
Yeah, that guy looks like every fucking asshole that I went to the gym that I'm like, oh, I'm going to fucking smash this guy. Because some fucking weird fucking leg lock.
yeah. And then they smoke a joint before they roll with you.
Oh,
you know,
sure.
that guy.
Yeah, and then they leave listening to the Rogan podcast and telling you about like, fuck it. Yeah, dude. Well, good for you, man. That's awesome. Well, good luck. So where can I find this guy?
Brian McDowell.
Iceman Catch on Instagram.
Now, Terrance, are you sure you're not stealing his car right now? Is that what's going on? Are we in the middle of a carjacking?
I just took the keys, alpha male stuff. I was like, yo, I'm driving.
I feel like he hired you to bang his wife.
Yeah, exactly. Whenever it don't work out, I just help these white men out, pull up, do my thing, and dip.
Good for you, man. Good.
Side hustle.
That's how I stayed in shape, man.
Wait, so what's that guy's name again on Instagram? I'll follow him.
Iceman Catch.
What is it? The Iceman?
Iceman Catch, yeah. My nickname's Iceman. I came from a catch wrestling background.
Okay, so you stole Chuck Liddell, you fucking asshole? There's one Iceman, all right? You're not the Iceman.
Nah, the UFC needs a new Iceman.
Dude, you're like, come on, you're like the Iceman's caddy from fucking give me a break. No, that's awesome. Fucking Iceman Catch. Fuck yeah, man. Good luck. I'm fucking with you. I hope he's not mad at me now. This guy looks like he'll show up my house.
No, you're MMA Roasted, and I recognize you. You're a comedian.
Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate it. Thank you. That guy looks like he'll kill you one fucking ligament at a time. The Iceman Catch.
Absolutely.
Also on the card this week, by the way, on Bellator, Darian Caldwell, national champion from NC State, guy who's been up and down. I mean, that guy was on top of the world. Now he's on the prelims of Bellator, which is fucking criminal because he's a monster. He's fighting Enrique Barzola. Who do we like in this card, in this fight, Terrance?
I'm going to have to go with Darian Caldwell, but really all his fights are boring to me. I hate to say it. I like him because he wrestles. But, boy, all he's going to do is head kicks. One head kick, another head kick, shoot. Head kick, shoot. Like, all he's looking to do is just hold you, man. I'm sorry, but he's the most boring motherfucker ever.
No, but what about when he destroyed Joe Warren and
yeah, that was cool.
What's up, people? Bet Online would like to wish you a very happy new betting year as we continue to march to the playoffs and beyond. Bet Online remains the #1 spot for all the best sports wagering action for 2022. It's a new year. It's a new updated desktop and mobile website to sign up today and receive your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. Just use the promo code CLNS50 to get started. They got football, basketball, hockey, boxing, UFC, to your favorite Vegas casino games. Don't wait to take advantage of the amazing offers available for 2022. BetOnline is the fastest and easiest way to wager on all your favorite sports. BetOnline, where the game starts. All right, check them out now.
Bill, this guy Caldwell, so he was in the NCAA finals, right, against this guy Brett Metcalf. He was a huge underdog. Like, Metcalf was like the shit in wrestling. Like he was the guy. Like, he was like the guy in wrestling. And Caldwell was a huge, like a 10-1 underdog. He throws a head and arm in the finals to open the match and hits it, puts him on his back, and just beats Metcalf like 16-5, like huge upset. At the end of the match, starts doing backflips when there's 10 seconds left. So Metcalf just fucking runs into him, and all you see is the guy like fly out of the corner of the screen.
Oh yeah, when he wrestles, yeah, he was fun to watch. He was pinning good guys in like 30 seconds. The dude was a beast. But fighting for me, I'm not a fan of Darren Caldwell, but I know he's gonna win. He's probably just gonna hold him down, tap his face a little bit, wrestle him, head kick.
He lost his last 2 fights. Well, he lost to AJ McKinney. And then he lost
because AJ the real deal. He a real fighter. Stand up, everything. He ain't. I love watching AJ. That's my guy.
And he lost to Leandro Higo. So he's got to win. He also cut so much weight. I mean, he's like he must walk around 205. He fights at 135. I think that also he's fucking. It's crazy. But yeah, this should be that should be a good fight. He's training over at the former Black Zillion, so we'll see what adjustments he's made.
Oh yeah, he should have hands now, so I'm excited about that. I didn't know he's training over there now.
Yeah,
they get everyone hands right over there. So
and then finally, so when's your next fight?
February 26th.
Where is it?
The UFC Apex.
UFC Apex. And who are you fighting?
Ferris Diem.
Nice. And what do we know about him?
He likes to spar. That's what it looks like to me when he fights. he likes to do karate point matches. That's what he likes.
Nice. Well,
I can just tell. Like he's very technical at the spar, and he's gonna be in a rude awakening once that bell rings. Cause I don't do no filling out. We going straight to work.
Best of luck to you, man, and best of luck to the guy. I know that you're now, you're very sober, so you're sponsoring a junkie. So the guy next to you, best of luck to him.
Yeah, I'm just helping this homeless guy out. We're gonna get him a hair cake real quick.
That's
Make
so
him look
nice
like a normal human being.
You let me borrow some clothes.
I'm just gonna keep changing people one day at a time, one person at a time.
Keep it up, man. Keep it up. It's very nice that you're looking out for the community. I hope this guy finds himself and he helps and he finds Jesus. Thank you, Terrance. Best of luck, Iceman.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Be good.
Bye.
All right, we got Jocelyn Lybarger here. She's one of my favorite people ever. You have no idea, Bill. This girl was an OG fighter, had wars. She goes out there, she scraps. She's got a twin sister who was also a fighter, and another sister who was an adult film star. So the parents, they have 3 daughters, 2 fighters, and 1 porn star. Best parents of all time. They did everything right. Jocelyn was retired and then got the itch to fight. She said, fuck it. I'm not done. And is now fighting in the bare knuckle boxing this Friday. This Friday, right?
Saturday, the 29th. Yep.
This Saturday. How did this happen, Jocelyn?
Well, Adam, first of all, let me touch on my sister. You just missed her. We could have had her on too. You just fucking missed her.
Damn.
Is she still too? Is your sister still fighting? Is your sister still fighting?
No, my twin sister's not. No, but you just missed the other sister.
Got it.
Yeah, the one that we've seen a lot more in action.
Oh, I love you, Adam. You rock. No, just going back and forth into the gym, helping, when Lauren Murphy was still at the lab, helping Lauren out, helping Courtney Casey out. Like, I just knew I wasn't done. It just took some convincing of my family, to do bare knuckles. Because once that started rolling and some big names started moving over there, I just knew, okay, I want to do that shit, right? Because I've been in a few fist fights, and back in the day, and it just to have the will to compete in that, I knew I had to put that on my list.
Wow. Now, so you go to the lab, you tell John Krause, your coach, hey, I'm doing bare knuckle boxing, right? So how does he prepare you for that?
Well, I called him first. I said, Coach, what do you think of this? And he's like, let's do it. He's like, girl, let's do it. I've always been known for more of my boxing, right? More of my stand-up. Yeah. So I just knew that, okay, I got to do this. One coach was okay with it, got with Randy, my stand-up coach, and we just started working just, strictly boxing, which it's been awesome. And then, a couple of the girls in the lab now, we got Leslie, Olivia, both of those girls have over 80 amateur boxing fights that are now moving into MMA. So my sparring partners have been Courtney, those two chicks. Like, it's been not easy rounds. Like, I've honestly feel like the last 15 weeks of just training, like I've gotten my ass kicked. I've gotten better. I've had a great time. It's been really nice. It's just been nice to even just be back in the gym every day at the lab.
It seems like a lot of I watch a lot of bare knuckle boxing. A lot of the boxers, they have a tough time adjusting because so much of it is like, it's almost like a hockey fight where you're holding the one guy's back of his head and hitting him that way, cutting off angles, which is why, like, it seems like Rachel Ostovich that did better, I think in her second fight or first fight. But some of these girls are like, their first fight is rough, and they figure out, oh shit, this is what I got to do. How do you not fall into that trap and just get there immediately?
I think it's just going to go back to my training partners who are boxers, right? We've worked a lot of the dirty boxing game. This is active dirty boxing game. So yeah, you can grab the back of the head and throw from there. And just, I feel like I've always been really good in my footwork and my head movement. My hands always go back home. Like, when I go back and watch my old fights, like, my hands are always up, and I think I'm going to be successful at that part. This girl's going to be a little bit taller than me, so the body's going to be there. So I'm excited. It's going to be her first fight too. It's her debut too. And she's coming from the Muay Thai world, this chick. So, knock on wood, like, she never even been hit with the MMA glove on before, so right. I don't know. I'm excited. It's going to be a fucking rush, and it's going to be like nonstop action. Like, they're 2-minute rounds,
Yeah. So I have a question with the bare knuckle versus the boxing. It seems like there's a lot of opportunity, particularly with dirty boxing, for like forearm shivs and a little bit of elbow coming in. Is that something that happens? Because I'm sure elbows are illegal in bare knuckle boxing, right? Illegal. But it must. No. If it's dirty boxing, there's a lot of opportunity for that type of sort of like messy hit,
Oh, it's going to get messy, and stuff's going to land. You have an opportunity to get cut up really, really fast. So, we'll see what happens.
Now, you have a very beautiful wife. I met your wife, gorgeous, extremely, right? You're still married?
Yeah.
Okay, good. All right. So half the time I say that, people are like, oh, we divorced. All right. So you got a beautiful wife. Seems very, very, how do I say, effeminate? Is that effeminate? How do I say this without offending you? She seems very girly. Is it like Rocky IV where she's like, no, stop, don't do it. And you're like, oh, I have to do it. Or is she supporting this?
It exactly went like that for a long time, Adam, where I had to beg and plead. That's one of the reasons it took so long, But she knows too when the UFC didn't go the way I wanted it, right? I didn't think I performed the way I did, but that's what happened. And she knows it's been eating at me for a really long time is just losing, right? I always say I'm a loser. I tell her it is what it is, and she knows that it still burns me to get out there and just win. And even coach believes and my team believes I can do really well in the bare knuckle boxing. So as soon as she was on board, then it was all set from there. But yeah, she is very girly, and she's a girl.
How did you convince her that bare knuckle boxing was going to be better than the UFC? That seems like a tough sell.
Again, it goes back. She just knew that I just love boxing. If anything, if I would have known, like, back in the day when I was a kid, like, I would have told my dad to put me in boxing as a young girl, right? I wish, sometimes I would have went down that path, and I didn't. But just boxing, I've always had an eye for.
Well, this whole card is stacked. Hold on, where can I see the whole card? Hold on, let me see. It's where can I bare knuckle? It's like the best. Like, it's like $5 to order this thing. Literally, it's $5 a month I pay for this. best $5 I've ever paid because it's nothing. And you get like 6 hours of nonstop fights. I'm going to be in Cabo this week. I'm only watching.
Oh, are you?
Yeah, I swear to God, you're the only. I mean, but the card is great. But I'm so excited for you because you're right.
I appreciate that.
But your fights in the UFC, as bad as you think they went, they were awesome fights. I was at a couple of them. They were bloodbaths. It was just nonstop. There has to be, but none of them were like boring. They were all awesome fights. So let's see. So we got January 29th on this card. There we go. So we have Elvin Brito against Caleb Harris. It's going to be a good fight. Alan Belcher's on the card. Alan Belcher, who's he's the most jacked. I don't know. I want to be on whatever he's taking. I want to take, like, holy shit. This is not.
Right? That's what I said. I said, what weight is he fighting at?
This is not your grandfather's Alan Belcher. Okay, this is against Quentin Henry's in a fight on this card. Also, Ryan Jones. Sort of. You're fighting Martina Kroll. She looks very angry. I'm not going to lie, especially in this picture. This girl looks like she's not happy.
I think her hairdresser canceled on her.
Yes, she looks pissed. This is great. This is going to be a great card. But yeah, and then I'm telling you should order it because then the next one is even like the other bare knuckle they have.
Oh shit! The one with Chad Mendes, February 19th, in Hollywood Park in Florida. That whole card is stacked. We were gonna go. We were thinking about going, but honestly, we'll be in Vegas that weekend for my older sister's party.
What kind of party?
Yeah, Adam, are you gonna be in Vegas that weekend? Because let's just say that older sister's working on a few things right now. She has a few things up her sleeve right now.
Okay, wait, hold up. Wait, what do you mean? What's going on here?
I'll text you some stuff, Adam, because she's working on a few big projects.
All right, okay. I don't even know.
I don't know if I can't say it right now. I don't want to be the one to say it.
No, it's all right. And then the next one, Knuckle Mania, February 19th, is Mike Perry versus Julian Lane. Let Me Bang Bro against Mike Perry. And then it's Britton Hart versus Christine Ferreira. That's going to be a great fight. Mm-hmm. Chad Mendes is taking a guy named Famez. I don't know who this is. But yeah, that and then Melvin Gillard, who that's the only thing, man. The guy's lost 14 in a row. They shouldn't let him fight anymore. I'm sorry. Like 14.
Melvin lost 14 in a row?
Yeah, 14 in a row. And he's still fighting. It's like bare knuckle has enough. They have enough good people. They have enough guys that are winning. Let them win one fight before you sign them back. Just one.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I'm excited for you now. So the lab, right? You're at the lab. Mm-hmm. That gym, is it? You got O'Malley there, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Who else is there?
I mean, we got Ben fights this weekend for Bellator. So Ben Henderson's fighting this weekend. We got Courtney Casey there, Jakar there.
Oh, they're
Mario
back.
There. Yeah.
Okay.
Courtney and Jakar are back.
What happened? Because they left.
Yeah, I think, Jakar got his crappy pants on for a little bit, but then realized, the grass isn't always greener on the other side, right? So they're back. And Courtney's she's traveling with me to this fight. I'm super excited to have her in my corner.
Now, when they leave, they have to apologize to the whole gym and be like, guys, I'm sorry we left, but now we're back. Was it like...
I think Jakar just had a conversation with Coach, and they talked it out. Sometimes people struggle with those adult conversations,
O'Malley, and then the other guy who's really good, the guy who with the long hair, the karate guy. What's his name?
Kyler Matrix. Yep.
Kyler
He's
Phillips,
the beast.
Yeah. And then the other guy, Chris, the guy that lost Dominic Cruz. Who am I thinking of?
He just came back in the gym yesterday. He was overseas. Casey.
Yeah. Casey.
Yeah.
Now, did you were there for the whole O'Malley? Like you were there when day one he walks to the gym to now him being this like international superstar. Did you see that happening?
Adam, he would call it in the gym. He would talk it. He would say it every fucking day. I'm not joking. Okay. He came into the gym. Tim brought him from Montana. Okay. He came in, he had pink fucking nail polish on, pink shin guards, and John Moraga, John Moraga, right?
Yeah.
He was just like, who the fuck's this faggot You know, because John Moraga's like fucking John Moraga, right?
Wow.
Yeah.
And they just all laughed about it. And Tim's like, shut up. He's not gay. You know, he's, you know, my buddy from Montana. And he held his own, you know. And Sean and I, during that time, I was still with, you know, RFA, and Sean was trying to get fights. And we did jiu-jitsu class every morning at 9 a.m. And he literally just spoke it. And he knew that, I mean, that what he's doing right now, like,
So he's saying,
it's crazy.
I'm going to be a world champion one day. I'm going to be a world champion. I'm going to be the best. But he's not saying it out loud. And people are going to be like, fuck you. Is he saying it to himself or just to you?
He would say it out loud.
He would
say, I'm the best all the time. Like he would just put it out with the world. I'm serious. He would talk crap.
That's what Adam.
What about the guy
punching? Do his comics.
What about the guy punching him in the face? He's like, no, you're not. I mean, like,
I mean, people would just laugh about it and stuff, but that's just how he was. He's hyped up all the fucking time. You know that.
Good for him. Good for him.
I know, right? We all say it, like, fucking good for him.
Because he's, you know what, as crazy as his image is, the guy that I know and I talk to is very humble, gets back to you, never big times you, sweet. Yeah. Like, doesn't seem like it seems like he's aware of the image, but that's not who he really is, you know? Mm-hmm. He's not just like, but he's also knocking everybody the fuck out, which is even crazier. Like the other guy beat Kyler Matrix. That's why I was like, and I'm like, this guy's, Kyler's really good. I figure, okay, Kyler's really good. This guy's going to be he looked really good. He's going to give O'Malley a really tough time. And O'Malley made him look like an amateur.
Mm-hmm. Like some of, like watching Kyler and Sean spar, it's amazing. Like they make each other better. And a lot of the up and coming guys at the lab get to spar with Sean, and it just makes them better, you know? Sean knows like when to turn it on and turn it off. You know what I mean? Depending who he's going with. But just watching the rounds when Sean's in fight camp it's just a show.
Nothing was.
Did you ever spar with Sean?
I've sparred with Sean back in the day. Yeah.
Yeah.
Does he try to take it easier? Does he go 100% or?
He makes you, no, he doesn't go 100%, but he makes you work. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's when he's trying his tricks and all that shit.
Yeah. I know. I remember watching him when I went to the gym that day. I went to a sparring practice. He was doing the exact same shit that he does in the fights. He wasn't like, I'm like, so unorthodox. And you're like, but then I watched Ben Henderson go 9 rounds with Johnny Case, with like savages, beat everybody. I mean, literally beat everybody, and then be punching people in the face while telling his wife to get the groceries. And I'm like, he's like, oh, we're gonna pick up this and that. I'm like, I've never seen anything like this before. It was just crazy. It was,
and he's still like that.
Yeah, that
he like last week, Saturday, he had his last hard ass rounds, right? 3 hard rounds, you know, in the cage. And then he gets out and, you know, he starts sparring with everybody else on the outside, yelling at everybody, let's go. We still have an hour. I love my job. Like just hyping everybody up. He just got done with his full speed rounds. And then he's out there, spars for another hour.
I'll always root for that guy. I remember he came to my show and David Michaud was there. And David is like scared to fly. Like literally scared to fly. So he was going to drive to New Jersey, like leaving. It was like Saturday. He was leaving Tuesday to drive. It was before he found out he had a heart problem, right? And and I was like, who are you going with? And then David's like, oh, I'm going to bring blah, blah, blah. And Ben Henderson just heard us. And he goes, wait, you going to Jersey? When? Tuesday? He's like, I'm coming with you. Like, not even like, he's like, no, you don't have to come. Like, I don't think he was even getting paid. He's like, no, you're going, I'm going with you. Like, that's just the kind of guy he is. Like, that's, like, and this guy's a world champion. I mean, so, I think, I don't know if having Fight Ready opened up, because I would love to see a super gym with you guys in Fight Ready, but it might just be too big. So if you don't know, what happened was, Bill, there's like 4 gyms right now in Glendale, Arizona. Like this little fucking town that's all cougars and swingers and fighters.
Oh yeah, I know. I've been there.
Dude, it's the richest people I've ever seen. Yeah. They have like no morality, kind of. It's hot chicks with all kinds of fucking shit on their face, like, but like they're so hot. and fighters. And the coaches keep leaving and joining other gyms. So now there's like 3 gyms and all these little there's like off gyms too. Like O'Malley has this garage that he trains people out of. But so there's like the best gyms ever. So now it's like you got John Jones, Henry Cejudo, the Korean Zombie, Figgy, and the Pitbull brothers over at Fight Ready. And then you have Average Joe's gym. No, I'm kidding. Then you have like Ben Henderson, O'Malley, Casey Kenny, all the 135 killers. And then is what about the guy who goes by the Killer Gorilla? He's over there with you guys?
Yep, Jared. Yeah.
Yeah. Now, is there beef between you guys? Is there animosity or no?
No. I mean, not with me. There might be with some other people, but Eddie, when he left, like he worked with me for a little bit. We were on good terms. So I try to stay cool with everybody, right? Because it is a small city. John Jones, when he went to Fight Ready, like posted on Instagram, he showed up at the lab thinking it was Fight Ready. And Randy's like, dude, this is the lab.
You should have let him train there.
Fight Ready.
You should have let him train there. That would have been. You should have been like. You should have changed the sign and said we're Fight Ready too or something. And then like.
I would have liked to see John Jones and Jared spar. That would be.
Oh shit.
That would be insane.
That would have been awesome. And then there's one guy that's the craziest guy out of anybody. Is Rob Emerson? Is he still there?
Yeah, Rob. I was just with Rob right now.
This dude, he was in jail, right? And. He was a fight fan. He had Jens Pulver's picture in his jail cell. He gets out of jail, and his first fight is against Jens Pulver, who at the time is the reigning champion. Like he never had a fight before. This guy, it's like a fucking movie. And he fought, and he went the distance against Jens Pulver.
Dude, I love Rob. Rob's a good guy.
He is a good guy, but he's on a different level. Like I think he's a big Trump guy. He's definitely anti-mask, anti this, but like he's like a guy that you can't pin down as one thing. He's got like
fighting, or he just trains.
He's a fighter. He's a really good fighter, but he keeps taking fights on like 4 hours notice in fucking Russia or like Dagestan and like or some fucking organization where like it's like just elbows, like that's all you can throw are elbows. They're not even real. Like, am I right? He's like, dude, I'm fighting in the newest thing, and I'm like, well, what is it? He's like, oh, you just have to bite people. You just bite the guy's face. Whoever gets the first bite wins. It's like
straight headbutt, only headbutts, nothing else.
Literally just fucking straight headbutts. I mean, tell me I'm not
so funny.
Joss, am I right?
Yeah, you're. Yeah, the last guy the last fight he did, the guy was like on a 19 fight losing streak.
Did he win?
Yeah, he won.
Oh, thank God he won that fight.
He won.
Oh, you can't. Fuck. You should have him fight Melvin Millard next. All right. So where can people follow you and root for you and cheer for you?
Yeah, you guys can all follow me at MMA Jocelyn. That's on Instagram and Twitter. And then, watch me on I'm on the free fight prelims for bare knuckle this Saturday. I believe I'm fight number 2 or 3. So I appreciate the sport. Adam, you rock as always. I look forward to seeing you again.
You too. Now, what are you going to walk out to?
I'm going to walk out to Corilla Killing It.
Corilla Killing It? Who's that by?
Corilla.
Oh, Corilla. Oh, I thought that was like
the two girls, the DJ.
Oh, do you know that, Bill? I'm not cool. Do you know what he's talking about?
No, I'm a boomer. Like
I'm 43. He's 87. Listen, Jocelyn, thank you so much. Good luck. I'm going to be rooting for you. Can I order a shirt from you or something? Or is there a shirt I could buy?
Yeah, the link's on my Instagram, and all proceeds are going to No Kid Hungry here in Arizona. So I signed on with 8-Man. So we've sold quite a few shirts. I'm super excited about that.
Yeah, so
I appreciate you, Adam. Thank you.
Hungry? Is there a fighter name? No Kid Hungry?
No Kid Hungry. I don't have a fighter name, but No Kid Hungry is just to feed kids here in Arizona.
Yeah, it's not a fucking. All right, Jocelyn, the best. Take care. Bye.
All right, we'll talk soon. Bye.
All right, she's so sweet.
She seems very sweet. God, these people, it's such a different level of like competition and drive for these people that I just don't have.
Well, dude, you're doing a horror film. What is this? What is this horror film you're doing?
Oh, it's called, what the fuck is it called?
Jesus Christ.
Oh, it's called The Woods Witch.
And what are you doing?
It's called The Woods Witch. I play like a cult leader, like in the woods. You ever see the movie Midsummer?
No, but it doesn't matter. I gotta
froze.
Okay, no, you're here. So, all right. So is anybody big?
Hello. Damn it, you froze.
I can hear you.
You froze.
You're not frozen. All right.
Yeah.
Is anybody?
I don't know.
Any big actors in the movie?
I'm frozen.
No, you're good.
Okay. I play like a cult leader. Like, you ever seen Midsummer? The movie Midsummer?
But no, I haven't seen it.
You got to smoke some weed, maybe do some mushrooms, watch Midsummer. It's incredible. But it's basically just like Blair Witch meets that. It's like a cult in the woods, and we kill people for whatever reasons. That's what people do with cults. And so I get to play like a weird, burnt out kind of old boomer cult leader.
I love it. Anybody big in the movie? Anybody I've seen?
You know who's one of the producers on it? Do you know Laura Francesca? She's like I don't know. She comes to a lot of comedy shows. She's like a YouTube person. But Ken Davidian, he was the fat guy in Borat next to
he's in it?
He's in it. Tom Sizemore's in it.
No way, really?
Yeah.
Tom Sizemore. He's been in some of my favorite movies ever.
Yeah. Reservoir Dogs, right?
Fucking Reservoir Dogs. Also, he was in wasn't he in was he in Pulp Fiction, or was Sizemore in Sizemore is a fucking monster.
He was a bunch of the Tarantino films. But and then there's a bunch of like younger people that are kind of like YouTube social media influencery type stuff. So it's probably going to fucking suck, to be honest.
No, come on. This is Bill, you're on
but
set.
These kids can't act if they're like 22. What do they know? I'm like the actor who's like, get off my fucking stage. The old actor, my stage kids. Anyway, but it'll be fun. It'll be fun.
Well, all right. Where are you going to be? Where are you going to be this week?
This week, I'm back in Austin doing shows at the Vulcan Theater in Austin, and that's it. Still have yet to meet Joe.
You've never met him?
The one of the first times I ever took jiu-jitsu class at Legends and on La Brea, I rolled with him because they were just moving people around, and he just like treated me like a rag doll. But that one, when I was brand new. I was a white belt. I've never met him. No.
Well,
are you buddies with?
We're friendly. When I see him, it's like, it's a big deal. But he's just so busy, and I don't never want him to feel like I want something from him,
Of course. Yeah. Because everyone does.
Yeah. So like, I never asked to be, I was on his podcast like 10 years ago, but I've never asked to come back on, or never asked to open for him. I would love to open for him. I'd love to do all that shit. I just don't want to be that fucking guy who's like, hey Joe, if you ever need an opener, because I'm sure he gets that all fucking day. And it's like, but anyway, you're the best. I will talk to you soon. Have a great week.
Thank you.
Take care.
Bye.